you said all year that sometimes you guys get into, where your offense affects your defense if you guys miss shots. Was that the case of that tonight?
Yeah, I think a little deeper than that. We did miss shots, but we need to try to create for one another. And there was a couple stretches in the game where you saw that to happen, where we had some multiple actions, and with our whole group, our strength has been, our versatility, the fact that we have multiple weapons, and we have to be able to use that. And it's extreme tonight, but it's some of the same things that we've talked about previously. In one sense, that's a good thing, and that it's not a place that we have never been to. But obviously, in a game like tonight, you'd like to execute better, and that means, playing for one another more. I think there's a tendency for guys to, and it doesn't come from a bad place. They want to try to elevate, the team on their own, and we just need each other, and we need to play like that offensively. And when we do that, and the ball moves, and we get looks, that's when we get 22 second chance points instead of 2 or 4 or whatever it was. And that's when it becomes easier to defend. I thought early in the game, it's not like we didn't compete. Like we played to win, and obviously Dallas played well. They had us on our heels, I think, early in the game. Just a half step late getting back in transition, and then a half step late on a closeout, and then a half step late, and all of a sudden there's an offensive rebound that we give up, and then there's a basket, and suddenly, if there's enough of those possessions, obviously this is, where it goes.
You mentioned the rebounding just now, and you felt like that was part of the not moving the ball well enough, or do you think you could kind of rebound better in isolation than you guys did tonight?
Yeah, I don't necessarily, when you talk about isolation, in some respects, isolation involves spacing.
Yeah, I guess I meant it by itself.
Yeah, no, it's harder. When the ball moves and the defense is broken down, there are more lanes. You're putting them in rotations, which is, one of the things that's happened to us is they've had multiple actions and driven closeouts. We've gotten opportunities to get into the paint, and we just have to space off each other and have a presence and look for people when that happens, and be patient enough to get a second action. And when that does happen, we've seen that. This has been the way this team has played the majority of the year, and that's what we clearly need to have, and tonight was not that.
On the shooting front, I mean, you say it's a make or miss league, or not you, but in general, people say it's a make or miss league, but this seems like it was unique in misses.
Yeah, I mean, the things get compounded, and I think Boyan has carried us in certain games, and he obviously didn't have that game tonight. JC has done that at times as well, and the shooting itself, I think those things are connected. I don't want to just point to bad shooting night, because I think I said it the other day, when they become our shots, and the things that make them that usually are sometimes things come right away and easy in possession and good looks, and you take them, and but there's other times that require, more, an additional action, especially against a team that's as active as they are defensively. And sometimes that means making, a quick, easy pass and attacking the backside, the ball changing sides. I mean, there's all these, all the descriptions of what I can give you: a second pick and roll, a dribble handoff, and then just continue to space after that to continue to be able to attack. And that kind of continuous movement and spacing and attacking and passing is what we need to be able to have success against this team.
you talked about Luka's abilities pregame, and I'm curious just kind of how you felt your team defended him tonight.
There was one particular action that we really struggled with. Their stack action where, the screen was being set low and we didn't switch up the line far enough, and he got to the rim a couple times, as you saw, and just, dropped it in the basket. I think part of it is his ability, not only, when he gets in the lane, he's so poised, and Brunson did the same thing, that they're in the lane and they're poised and then they're looking out, and at that point, you have to be really disciplined to stay with shooters, and the flip side of it is he has the ability to score over the top of you. So, there aren't a lot of things that you point to tonight that we did well. As far as defending him, he's one of those guys. It's nuanced where you literally need to look at it and see, is there something can we have a higher hand here? Can we? A couple times we didn't send him a direction that we wanted to send him and had a breakdown there. And then there's other times he makes plays that you feel like you did a good job. But there were all of the above tonight.
And what was your view of the little brouhaha with Hassan and some of the Mavericks there?
Yeah, I didn't. I feel like this series has been hard played and clean. I didn't see the exact situation, but I think there's going to be those moments where emotions get heavy and both teams want to win and both teams are competitive. I didn't see the actual play itself. I haven't seen the replay to what exactly occurred. Obviously, the result was the obvious, but I couldn't comment on the specifics of it. But I do think that I don't think it's been anybody's trying to do anything other than compete and play hard, and it's been physical under the boards as well.